Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes, and I want to welcome you to Shortcuts for Your Soul. And um, it's going to be an amazing morning. I was given in my meditation the idea, the concept that meditation is literally the breathing of your soul. It's how you get your soul to breathe in this world. Without being able to assert your mind and your body under your control, you will be subjective to it and whatever it contains. And when I asked who was suggesting I do this morning, I got that it was Master Buddha that had suggested that it is important that we address this subject of meditation as being breathing for your soul. And from my personal experience, I would say that is 100% true. I'm just gonna one moment here. We're gonna wait for people to come on live. I'm just gonna find my water glass here. And just give me, thank you. So I'm just going to wait for a glass of water to arrive. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Giovanna. Hi, Lysandra. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Louise. Wonderful to have you guys here. Yeah, today's going to be really exciting. We're going to walk through a couple of little things that I was told to put forth to everybody, to give everybody an awareness of what it is, an awareness of what it is to begin to breathe your soul, to give your soul the breath of life. That is what your soul is. Your soul is the breath of life. How do we bring that down into our physical form? How do we bring this infinite potential that is you into this tiny little container? If we're an infinite potential, how can we bring our awareness into this tiny little container in a way that we can articulate it without feeling restricted? And the truth is, learning how to master your mind, and they're saying I should remove the word master, but learning how to direct and monitor your mind will also teach your body also how to be directed. It's the mind that causes the changes in your chemistry in your body. And when you are able to deliberately and intentionally monitor and control your mind, and they're saying mind includes not just thought, mind includes emotions. So when we say mind, we're saying about thoughts in your mind and emotions that are interconnected with those thoughts. And most of those thoughts are pretty much memories. But understanding that when you can get your mind still and quiet, when you can really, truly get your mind to be quiet, your body will align to that. Now, one of the challenges that most people face in the process of discovering or understanding meditation is twofold. One, the body is very restless as a result of what's going on in your subconscious mind. So there's all kinds of stimulus coming from the world around you in through your 5 physical senses. And these things trigger things in your subconscious field that you might not even be aware of. There's a barking dog down the street. There's a fire engine in the distance. And these things act as triggers for your subconscious mind, which is directly hooked to the survival mechanism of the body. And so it is paying attention to all these things that you're not. You're focused on listening to this communication or broadcasting this communication right now. But your body is vigilant through the 5 physical senses about any potential threat to its well-being. And there's a lot of ideas that we have in our subconscious mind that are connected to being threatened, even if they're imaginary or something we've observed on a TV screen that is imaginary. So learning to still the mind consciously, to still the subconscious mind, and to still the body. It's not a really difficult process. You do not need to spend hours and hours and hours learning to do it. You can spend hours and hours and hours learning to perfect certain things, and also to generate very specific states of consciousness and awareness that you can utilize to alter time, space, and matter within you and around you. When I asked him what was the best way to introduce somebody to the concept of meditation, he said you could also call meditation medication for your soul and your mind and body. It's a medication, and it's no negative side effects. There's all upsides to that. And so several of the challenges that people run into, just a moment, I just want to get my water. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. The stuff of life, water. Meditation requires a few simple things. One, you want to make certain you drink a little bit of water before you meditate. Water's always good. It gets the body relaxed. And it enhances the electrical conductivity within your body. The second thing is breathing. And what Buddha says is the quickest way to get your mind unconsciously quiet is through your breathing. He says a lot of people have difficulty with this, not because they can't do it, but because they keep getting distracted by the emotions and the memories and the information that the subconscious mind is always processing, that the body's always, hearing these things, smelling these things that are going on around it automatically. It just does that automatically to protect itself, right? The body is an animal body. He said it's really important you use your breath. If you keep your full attention, your full and complete attention on your breath as you breathe in, and if you really, one of the beautiful things about breathing, when you draw your breath in, there's something that happens if you really pay attention. If you draw a slow, deep breath into your body, there's something that happens with that type of movement of the body, and something that happens at the top of the breath. So, and for me, it's like bliss. Whenever I do that breath, whenever I breathe deeply from down in the solar plexus and I breathe up and I fill my lungs completely, something happens. Remember, your body is electrical in nature. So when you're drawing a breath in, you're moving a flow of electrons in through the windpipe down into the lungs. They're generating a small electrical charge. And so when you're breathing in, you're building electrical charge because you're flowing electrons into the body through the breath. You're drawing them in. So you're increasing the electrical potential inside your physical body. So you're actually directing electrical energy. So you breathe in, and as you do, when you get your lungs right full to the top, if you try this with me right now, like actually go down, take a slow deep breath and breathe it right up, like draw it right up. And hold the breath and feel the sensation that happens right around here. When you get your lungs completely full, feel the sensation that happens right there. There's an electrical charge, an electrical energy that happens there that you built up by drawing that breath in. If you pay close attention to the movement of the air, which is creating electrical charge in your body, and you become aware of that, how that charge is built up and the sensation it produces right in here, and just feel that sensation for a moment. Just feel that sensation for a moment or two before you release your breath. And then when you release your breath, right at the bottom of the breath, there's a similar sensation, but it's lower down towards your heart. Remember, when electrons move through a conductive medium, it produces an electrical field. So whether you're breathing in or breathing out, you're generating an electrical charge, one that you draw in, one that you release out. When you become aware of that process and you keep your focus on it, one of the fundamental things that starts to happen automatically without any effort on your part is the minute you go to the in breath and you hold your breath up, and when you go to the out breath and you release your breath out, if you pay attention to how the body feels as you're exhaling, the muscles in your body, whenever you exhale, they're conditioned that whenever you exhale, the muscles will automatically relax. It's not something you have to try to do. In the initial stages, if you're just doing this for the first time, you may need to do the breath a few times to begin to become aware of how the muscles do that automatically. But you look at a dog or a cat when they lie down, though, you see them lie down, they go, and they relax and let go. Well, your body's an animal body, and it's designed to do the same thing. Okay. He's saying you want to go slowly in the beginning. And when I say he, I'm referring to Master Buddha. He says, you want to go slowly. There is no hurry. Being mindful in the present moment of the experience of the moment as you walk through this process. It is that mindfulness that gives you the awareness that you are the director of the experience and not merely the one experiencing that which you are directing. Although in truth you are both, it is important to go slowly. Okay, So he's asking all of us to just take a slow, deep breath deep from the belly and be mindful that when you're drawing that breath in, you're literally, that air has electrons and molecules in it. You're pulling them into the body through the nose, down in the body. And your body is a conductive system. Your body will conduct electricity, right? So when you're drawing those electrons into the body, you're actually creating a conductive process, an electrical process. And so when the lungs expand, you're actually pulling energy into the body, you're increasing the electrical energy in the body when you're drawing the breath in. And so you want to draw that breath in through the nose, fill your lungs completely. When your lungs are completely full, you want to feel the sensation of the energy that you've generated from the in-breath that sits right about here. So let's do an in-breath together right now. So let's do an in-breath together. Deep down and draw a breath in. And hold it and feel. Just feel. And then release. And feel how the body automatically relaxes. You don't have to make it relax. Just allow it as you exhale. Allow the body to naturally let go. And when you get to the bottom of your breath, feel the sensation. And then you can repeat that process slowly and deliberately. He says, the more deliberate you are in the breathing, the more your mind will become quiet. As your mind begins to become quiet, there are different things that will happen in the body that you do not have to be aware of, but they will happen. One of those things is relaxation. But also from a scientific perspective, your body begins to change the chemistry automatically because you're moving the body into a physical state that is a state of inactivity or less activity. And so the brain's chemistry begins to alter. When that chemistry begins to alter, the thought processes that are related to the chemistry that most of us have in our brains also begins to alter. If the chemistry is more along the lines of endorphins as opposed to adrenaline, remember, an excited state creates adrenaline, a relaxed state will create endorphins in the sense of well-being. That's not to say that an excited state can't do that too, but that's for another subject. But he's saying you want to be mindful of the changes in what happens, not only here, but what happens here. Because you'll notice, he says, this will become quieter. And each breath, you want to consider each breath deliberately, be present with it. Your system will try to get your attention. It will try to force you to pay attention to what's going on around you. It's very important you keep to the breath in the beginning, very deliberately, very slowly, very mindfully in the present, and feel the sensation of what the body, the individual awareness, what we call soul. You are the soul that when you assert such actions over your body, it liberates your awareness from the chains and the prison of your thought. We wish to repeat that. When you assert this type of breathing over your body and it begins to surrender and let go, and your mind becomes quieter, you liberate your awareness from the confines of thought, and your awareness will begin to expand. It is important to understand this process, that as your awareness expands, your mind will actually get quieter and your body become more peaceful, and you will feel more joy because you're not restricted to this small fabrication of creation called your personality, which all of us have. But your personality does not have to restrict you from being that which you are. You are free to work with this process. Okay. So we're gonna walk through a couple of breaths, just a couple of breaths today, because the goal here is because we've been getting messages from people that are saying, we're having a difficult time getting my mind quiet and it's going on and on. I can't sleep at night. And this is for you. This is for you. And a lot of people, taking drugs to get to sleep at night, or they drink to relax their body. They find something out there to try and change what's in here. And what we wish to offer you is something that you have within you, that you can do within you, that will change what's within you. And we hope you understand this. So let's do a couple of slow, deep breaths as we've discussed. So you want to draw it in deeply from the bottom, and you want to fill your lungs completely, breathing in through the nose. When you fill your lungs completely, become aware of the sensation of energy that you've created here, and just feel it. And then when you exhale, allow the body to do what it naturally does, to relax. And then do one more breath like this, breathing all the way up. When you fill the breath, feel the sensation of energy here. Feel it. And then release. And then feel the sensation of the release of the energy from the body. Now, remember, whenever you're drawing a breath in, you're drawing energy, electrical energy into the body. You're creating a dynamic charge with the flow of electrons that you breathe in, that go through this liquid flesh, and that creates an electrical charge. And then when you exhale, you're doing the same thing. And the electrical field around your body does this, and this, and this, and this. And the slower you can get it to be, the quieter your mind automatically becomes as you stay focused on this. In the beginning, for those of you that have written into us about this, about your minds running on, understand it may take more than a few breaths, and some of you may even find yourself falling asleep, surprisingly. But that is a subject you must understand, that you never actually fall asleep. You move your perceptual point of awareness out of the localized state of your body into a different state of awareness that your body and mind have no reference point for. And this is something that would come down the road at a later discussion, to eliminate your consciousness, eliminate your awareness on what you really are as this presence of being in a physical form, but not in the physical form at the same time. This process of breathing is a primary step to beginning to liberate your awareness from the confines of matter, which many of you are stuck in. And it is very difficult in that place, especially when you believe that is where you have to be. But it is not. So meditation is medication for your awareness. It quiets the body, it quiets the mind, and liberates your awareness from this. And there's very precise process for doing this. Um, mhm. um, we've always found that the breath was the most fundamental uh, uh, foundation, the primary foundation for building the stairway from being confined to matter to being liberated in spirit. Understanding that process, that as you learn to direct the actions of the body, you also simultaneously begin to direct the actions of your mind, your unconscious mind, that is ever vigilant through the body. So relaxing the body first gets it at peace. The sensorial information from the five physical senses turns inward, so the attention and awareness stops being pulled into the world, and you draw it by your breath. You draw your awareness back into this place, this moment of time, this present, this eternal present that is you. And in this place is where your mind begins to quiet. And some of you will have to do this multiple times, but there is very specific events that will unfold if you proceed repeatedly, gently, mindfully with the process, to feel the electrical charge that you build into your physical body simply through the breath. You build your energy up, while simultaneously your energy, as in awareness, you build yourself up out of the body, and you have the body and mind in stillness, in quiet. And in that point, when the body and mind are quiet and still, then you can begin another process of exploring just who you really are, and who you are not. But you cannot do this until you learn to quiet this little child that you inhabit while you are in this physical plane. Um, mhm, yes. He says, if you've understood this and if you have done the breathing, and we know that some of you are still doing this breathing and feeling the effects of your own creative process, you are able to organize and change your conditions in this world very effectively when you understand that the world is a subjective mechanism to your awareness, as is this body. There are many things that you can evolve towards changing conditions in the body rapidly when you understand how to fully and effectively direct the activities of the mind. But for now, for today, the reason I came here today is to get you to the position where you can begin the process of getting your mind to be quiet enough so that you can begin to hear, so that you can begin to experience yourself again. And when we say yourself, we do not mean the self that is all of these thoughts or the label that was given to that container that you find yourself in. We refer to that self of you that is the awareness, that is the being, that is connected to all things, that knows there is no separation, that knows the interests of one are equal to the interests of all. Um, mm. But this little self that you can create can get into all kinds of mischief unnecessarily. And a lot of what has gone into this little self is not even yours. It was a gift that was given to you, and you received it without knowing the gift you were receiving at the time. But now you can look at what you've received, and many of you do not like it. As you can see when you go to sleep at night and your mind is going on, or you can't stay focused, you realize, I don't like this, I don't like that. But that is the gift that you were given. But it's also the gift that you can change. We recommend very deeply that you focus on the breath. Mm-hmm. Start there. Wonderful. Thank you. So, meditation really is the breathing of your soul, your awareness, liberating your soul, your awareness from your mind and your body. You know, and so many of people on this planet right now are caught into this. We need this to express and to behave and conduct ourselves, but most people are stuck conducting themselves based on their past and the present. Very few people know how to actually be here and now, to actually be in this moment, to know uh, what the moment calls of them, what the moment needs, what it is you require yourself to be in any moment, as the moment is. He says this may sound a little bit confusing, but there's a great simplicity in this. For in your essence of that which you are, you will always know what is required of you to say and be and do for your interests, and your consciousness will not be independent of anyone else's from that perspective, although you will still have the unique capacity to express yourself individually through the form in which you are identifying yourself with at that time. Fascinating. So that's the way my morning started as well. And I want to thank everybody for showing up today. We will just move over here. So yeah, it gets easier, but the breath is fundamental. For awakening your soul, you need to learn to assert your awareness over the body, which in turn will begin to give you a platform or foothold over asserting your awareness over your mind. Because your mind is just a collection of information that's stored in your body through the five physical senses. Your mind is not who you are. You are an awareness that is aware you have a bunch of information that you call your mind or you call your personality. But that information can be altered, changed, edited, deleted. And you can study sciences such as neurolinguistic programming, reality therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. There's many different things you can study that show you can clearly reorganize, add, subtract, edit, delete information in your mind. But if you don't know that, like a lot of people that are struggling with mental health don't know this. They don't know that they can actually begin to reorganize, edit, subtract, add, change, delete information in the mind, which in turn alters and changes the quality of the emotions that any of us are feeling at any given moment. The minute you can control thought, or the minute you can control body, you can begin to control mind and emotions. And again, for some of us, it takes a little bit more time than others. But we're gonna start addressing some questions about this. Meditation, breathing for your soul is the subject. Oh, hi, Jade. Thank you for that $10 donation. I really appreciate that. I'm going to scroll way back up the top here, and I'll get to that. I'm just going to scroll through this. Hi, Drusilla, Christine, Patricia, Vanessa. Wow. This should be easier now that all of our to-do list is considerably shorter. I have to tune that out consciously. Yes. The lungs go all the way down into our belly and up to our shoulders. Yes. Hi, Angela. Hi, Bet. Wow. Kate. Hi, Kate. Question from Bet. I'm not sure if it's Bet or Betty. Just give me clarification on that, and I'll make sure I pronounce it properly from now on. Is asking, I've been getting intuitions that I have ancestors who are witches, and they want to help me with my mission on Earth. Do I have access to witch powers? Buddha's laughing here. He's saying, you are the very power that you are seeking, but you must not try to find it outside of yourself, but you must learn to cultivate it within you. What you refer to as witch power is nothing more nor less than simply understanding your interconnectivity to all of life, and your ability through that connection to influence and alter and change the dynamics of that life, both within you and around you. We know this is true. Okay, but what about the specifics? So yes, to answer your question directly, you may so choose to tap into the energy of those beings that you call your ancestors, for they are not in your past, they're in the present. They're in the present with all of us, as all is with all in this present moment. None of us is separate. Although we experience that perceptual reality while we're in these forms, the truth is you have all information, all experience, all knowledge available to you in this present moment. But your littleness, the smallness of your mind that thinks it's separate from all things, would tell you otherwise and say that, no, I'm just this small little personality. And that limits you and that restricts you. You have all information, all knowledge available to you in this present moment. Please understand this, and you will find yourself being liberated from that small self. You will have very, very little need for power when you understand that you have all of it. There is no need for anybody to have power, for everybody has all the power. The difference is in your awareness of that truth. Through the process of dynamically learning to master your divine temple, your physical body, your mind, through that process of being able to do that, you will regain the awareness of what we've just said. But it is through the entrainment, the mastery over this, so that it is your humble servant and remains that way. Then your awareness will expand beyond the confines of this littleness. And in the expansion of your awareness, you will know the truth of which we speak. Wow, that's a great question. Thank you. Thank you so much, Beth. Hi, Gina. Hi, Jade. Hi, Autumn. Thank you for that $20 donation. I really appreciate that. Question first. I'm going to answer Jade's question first. I get migraines and have had one for 4 days. Could you assist me to work through so my body does not need them anymore? There are three things happening. I don't know who this is coming through for you, but they're saying there are certain minerals that your body is missing. There's certain minerals that your body is missing that's making it difficult for you to cognitively process information in the physical structure of your brain. Who's this? It's Metatron, I think. Yes, there's certain minerals that your body's missing that makes it difficult for you to process information cognitively through your brain. It is important to understand that although meditation will liberate you from your attachment to your mind and body, there are certain fundamental truths about the body and its needs, which are separate and distinct in one respect from yours. It does need certain substances to be in it for it to function properly and effectively. It does need certain a certain environment that you have to be conscious and mindful of. So please identify what those minerals are missing for you. Can you tell her? No, he's saying this is something that you will discover. For me to give you the answer would take away the valuable lesson that you can gain from searching out and finding those minerals that your body needs. And when you find those minerals that your body needs, you will experience the relief that you've been seeking. It can happen quite rapidly, but that lesson will be of greater value to you than our giving you the answer. I like that. Thank you. Great question, Jay. Thank you so much. Autumn is asking, I saw a UFO this morning. Did they show themselves purposely? And is it okay to record them when they do? Big yes and yes for that, Autumn. They're connecting to you. My ego mind wants to go to the Pleiadians because it remembers that, but these are not Pleiadians. These are from some other point of time and space, not localized to our area. And basically, yes, you can absolutely take pictures of them, get photographic information of them, and share that information. This information is going to be coming out soon anyway on the planet. The revelation will be coming. They're saying within the next year or two, the revelation of these beings will be revealed to humanity in a broad spectrum way. What is the reason for them coming? Ask them. Okay. What is your reason for coming? They're saying when you observe them, do not observe them with your senses. They're saying observe us with your feeling. Observe us with your feeling. They're saying from here, from your heart. Observe us from your heart. From there, you will receive and transmit that which we wish to exchange. You will have greater clarity of what direction to move in because of the feeling you will have after this point. So I'm interpreting that means so when you connect to them again and you visually see their system, remember the body reacts to visual cues, but what they say you want to catch is you want to be mindful of the energy, the sensation, energy centered right around they're saying right around the heart. You want to be mindful of that energy, what you feel in the energy there. That's where the exchange of information can happen for you, right? It'll be different for different people, but for you, that's what they're saying. Hope that helps. I'm just going to scroll back up here. Manoj, yes, wow. He's saying he's having a great time where he's experiencing his new reality. He's not as you know him as he was. He's saying he's not as you know him as he was. He is different than that now. He's saying you need to let go of this attachment and embrace your life. Embrace your life. That which you think you have lost can only be found when you embrace your life. For that which you seek is within you. Yes, I get that. Wow. There's a level again when we lose our subjectivity to this body mind, when you no longer just subjected, your awareness changes, and when your awareness changes, the way you can work through time, space, and matter changes. And when you leave the physical body, if you still have enough awareness to know that you still exist as an awareness, then your capacity to create outside of a localized identity becomes enhanced significantly. A lot of people, especially during meditations that we've guided and led, people will often say, I fell asleep. And we always say to them, no, you didn't fall asleep. What happened is you moved your awareness from this localized identity to a different dimension or perspective of consciousness from which you have no experience. And because your body does not have an experience with that, when you come back in feeling that bliss, you come back in, you think you've forgotten or fallen asleep, but it's only because the body didn't pick up the information from its physical senses, because it can't. When you move to another dimension of consciousness, your body's physical senses aren't useful there. So they're used to interpreting information on this physical dimension. So they can remember things from this physical dimension because the senses receive that data and store it in the brain. But when you move beyond the body, the senses don't work the same way. You have to deliberately and consciously bring information down into the body. You have to bring the awareness. You have outside the body down into it, and then bring that awareness into the body. So then it will remember to go, oh, I remember this. I remember experiencing, oh, and I was on a whole other world. I was talking to these beings. Again, your body can only process information predominantly through the 5 physical senses. It cannot remember information that it does not process, right? But it can remember information that you give it when you bring an experience down. So you leave your body, you can go to different dimensions. You bring that experience down, then the body mind go, oh yeah, I remember that. And we see that happen a lot in our courses and classes where people are going, oh yeah, I remember that now. When somebody else is describing their experience at that point of awareness, like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened for me, and this is what happened for me, and they do remember. You always remember, you never forget. Your awareness is eternal, infinite, and unlimited in its scope and capability. And again, you're in this finite container to begin to grow into that. You literally have to grow. This is just the seed. This body is just the seed of the beginning of your unlimited consciousness unfolding. But you have to deliberately and intentionally become aware of this fact. You have to deliberately and intentionally begin to expand your awareness beyond the confines of the body, beyond the confines of the mind, while still being here and being of earthly service, being caring and compassionate and kind, and extending those capabilities here. Because a limitless consciousness is limitless. I'm just going to scroll back up here to see if here we go. Yes. Well, it's funny you say that, Patricia, that Jesus would consider himself a Buddhist. They giggle at that kind of comparative analysis. Once you are being that which you are that which you are being. There is nothing to describe it because you are just being. Your need for descriptions of that are strictly for the purpose of defining information that will enable you to expand and express your awareness beyond the limits of what you know. If it does satisfy you to know that all masters in truth are one, that the individual expressions of these awarenesses as what you recognize as individuals is for the express purpose of your learning, not theirs. They have a unity consciousness that honors and respects the individual much the same way as you do in truth with them as well. You are one with them, but you are coming to consciously recognize this fact. Thank you. That's a great postulation. So yeah, Master Jesus saying, yeah, he can consider himself a Buddhist or anything else he wants to. It's really wonderful. Terry, meditation brings wholeness to oneself. Know thyself. Yes, absolutely. All. Oh, you're welcome, Betty. Hang on, just a sip of water here. Naveed, it's funny you asked that question of Metatron, and I'll read it out for everybody to hear. Can you ask Archangel Metatron if he is really shielding my aura, and if he is, what do I need to do to maintain it, and what exactly does he want me to do? He's laughing. He says, if you have been listening to this one today, if you've been listening very clearly to what we have said through this one today, you already have the fundamental steps to do. It is in your awareness of this shielding that you must become responsible for the maintenance of that yourself. This is no more difficult for you than it is for us. It's like blinking an eye. It's very simple. You don't even have to think about it once you have applied yourself enough in the process to effectively maintain that construct of reality. And I would say to you specifically that it is just one small construct to maintain and protect a finite ego. It does not do much to serve you in terms of expanding your awareness beyond that ego, but merely maintains a sense of specialness that restricts you to it. And we would certainly advise you to begin to expand your awareness beyond that confine, for there is nothing in the vibration of your higher frequencies, and we use the word higher very carefully, in the higher vibrational frequencies of your consciousness, there aren't any limitations, and there's nothing that can harm you ever. But in this physical body, there are certainly things that can affect it. But we would argue that even this, if you are in the right state of energy and you bring that energy through this form, your world will organize itself on your behalf. It will happen for you, not to you. And those of you that think that life is happening to you, you must understand that you are still in the belief that you are separate from the creation. You think you are separate from all of the things, and therefore you are powerless to operate it. But that's like saying you have no control over your hand. You do. You are connected to all things. I like what they said earlier, but our body is the seedling for our awareness to grow, much like the acorn is the seedling for the oak tree. Well, our bodies, this is where we get to begin to master the subtleties of what is matter. How do I use matter, right? The subtleties of learning how to use matter and to use thought to organize matter, and then to use our awareness to organize our thought to organize matter. There's different rings, different degrees, different bodies of awareness that we all evolve through, right? And I love that. And when we have these conversations with them, it's pretty mind-blowing to realize that there's a level of awareness that you have that is equal to theirs. And all you're doing is learning to shift your awareness beyond the platform of identifying with this finite form into an awareness that incorporates this form as an aspect of itself, much the same way your body incorporates billions of blood cells in it. They're all there, billions of little organisms flowing around inside your physical body. Billions of organisms moving around in this physical form. And they're doing it on your behalf. You're directing them, you're controlling them, right? And your body is to the universe as a cell is to your body. And when you begin to expand your awareness, and this is fundamentally key, what meditation leads you to is of freeing your awareness from the identification of just being a finite physical body and a collage of information from your past experience. The purpose of meditation is to liberate your awareness from being confined to this, right? And the truth is your awareness can never really be confined to it, but you can have that illusion. Thank you. I love that. Thank you for offering that to Jade. Yes. Also, Jade, you can apply. Okay, I don't know who this is, but they're saying you can, when you do breathing as we have prescribed you to do today, you want to move your awareness into the heart, into your heart center of your body, and you want to breathe there. And when you perceive that vibration that you call a headache, when you perceive that vibration called a headache and you feel it, offer it your love and your compassion. Offer it your love and your compassion. You will experience at this moment an immediate change in its degree and intensity. Breathe slowly and deeply and offer that headache your love and your compassion. Do this now. Please do this now. For you to experience an immediate change right now would be of great benefit to you and others here. So do that right now, Jade. A couple of slow, deep breaths, like Buddha said earlier, like slow, deep breaths. Feel the charge here, and then become aware of the headache. And as you exhale, communicate your love and compassion to the headache. Like literally send a vibration of love and compassion to that thing that you're calling a headache, because it's an energy. It's an energy that you're aware of. So you want to extend love and compassion to it. Much the same as you would if you saw a child fall and scrape their knee. You want to pick them up, and I've watched mothers do this all the time. Where the child falls, the baby's crying, they pick up, kiss it better, and they kiss the knee better, and the child's like, right? Treat the aspects of yourself that are in pain with love and compassion, right? Don't try to get rid of them or harm them. Treat them with love and compassion. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for that $10 donation. I really appreciate it. I feel an energy coming into my feet and up my body. Who is it? I become fearful and call upon all of heaven. Wow. It's the energy that if you follow where the energy is coming up into the feet. I'm being told to tell you, I'm being told to not tell you who it is, though I want to tell you who it is, but they said not to tell you because they want you to know from your experience. So they're saying, go to the sensation, because the fear is your ego. The fear is your mind, the constructed self trying to inhibit you from expanding your awareness of what you are trying to understand further. So go into the sensation, allow your awareness to go down into the energy, into that energy that's coming up to the feet, and ask the energy, who art thou? And I'm curious to see what response you get back, to see if it matches what we write down here right now. So put your fear aside, breathe your fear aside, Lauren, and go into the energy. Bring your awareness to the energy without the descriptor of fear, and just be aware of the energy and ask it. Don't remove the label of fear, just feel the energy of it and ask the energy who it is. And listen very carefully. Okay, thank you. Great question. And yes, I wrote the answer down, so I'll post it up in a moment. That's a great consideration, Norma. Yeah, Norma, Jade, if you can get onto raw food, get onto raw food, because you're going to get lots of natural minerals and vitamins from raw food that you will not get from processed foods. Also, if you're on caffeine, you can get serious dehydration headaches from caffeine, and a lot of people don't realize that when they're drinking coffee and they start getting headaches. Their body's actually getting dehydrated, so they drink more coffee, makes the headache go away temporarily because of the caffeine rush, and that headache comes back again. Now you want to get out of the cycle of dehydration, get more water, more living food in your body. Wow, it's amazing. Tina is asking, I had a dream about my daughter 2 nights ago. I'm sending her love regularly in meditation. Is there a message for me regarding her? I only get these words: you love me, you love me. And that message contains the statement, the reverse, that she loves you, in the acknowledgement of the receiving of the gift. The gift is also returned in kind to the receiver energetically. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's see where we are. Wow. I'm just going to scroll down here. Hi, Kate. Thank you for that. Those €2. Thank you so kindly. I appreciate that. When waking up, what do you become aware of? When waking up, what do you become aware of? You become aware that you are this endless awareness. You are not restricted to the localized thoughts and fears. You're aware that you're in this body. As you are waking up, you're aware you have this body, that you're using it, but you know that you're not it. You're aware that you have thoughts and ideas and information in here, but you know you're not it. And then you begin to wonder, well, if I'm not this, then who am I? And that's really fascinating, because when you start to go into that energy of who am I, there's an expansion in awareness. It's all of a sudden you become aware of different energies, different connectivity. You become aware when you're walking down the street, you'll feel different around people, because you're now moving to the consciousness of being, as opposed to being separate. In here we are being separate, but in expanding our awareness in the process of what you call waking up, you're moving into a being aware of being aware. And that level of freedom allows you to do different things energetically and emotionally and creatively in this dimension, as well as others. Great question, Kate. Thank you so much. Giovanna, I'm told to tell you, they're all here with you right now. They're all the physical ones are all here with you right now. The soul family, the physical ones, are here with you right now. You need to start reaching out to some of them to build that network in time space, so you understand that. The non-physical realm, in the non-physical realm, you can access them much easier when you move your awareness away from the body. Expand your awareness out, like move your awareness into space. Move your awareness into a space between the earth and the sun, and just move your awareness there, because then it's not localized to any time space. It's just in infinite space. In that point of awareness, you can call forth these beings that you call soul family. You can use those words if you want, the beings that are my soul family, because the vibration that you have assigned to what soul family is will determine what energetic and vibration you're going to connect to, because words are vibrations, ideas and thoughts are vibrations. that organize and formulate conditions and events and circumstances in our life every single moment, right, of our existence. And when you get out of when you get out of no thought, what Buddha calls no thought, just being, you don't have to think, because your being knows how to be. You move into knowing, and there's a difference between knowing and thinking, and when you're being, you move into knowing. Cool. Gina Kirby, can we all send love to Jade's headache per se? Absolutely. It's being done as we speak. And as you can see, Jade is saying her pain is softening. Understand, these lessons that lesson is for her. They gave her a very simple process for adjusting. And once she starts to experience it softening, what that does is it gives her that individual awareness in that physical form, the awareness and knowledge that something it has done creates a change in energy. And that is the purpose for her to learn that process. We can't give all of you the answers. We could, but it would not give you the benefit of finding the freedom that is yours to rightfully find, that is already yours anyway. So as you hear that her headache is softening now, right? It is softening now. If she extends her love with even greater intensity and greater enthusiasm, the energy will change even further. For in reality, your awareness can generate and manifest certain minerals and certain substances out of the energy of the air, even around you, if you understand this process, that your awareness and the quality of your awareness organizes matter. So really happy to hear your headache softening, Jade. That's wonderful. I love it when they give us things to do. I love it when they give me things to do that allow me to expand my awareness through my own experience. I go, yeah, I can do that now, right? It's like a little kid when you watch a little kid learning to walk for the first time, right? It's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. My heart goes out to you, and continue the process. Okay, I think we got a couple more questions, and we're going to call it another wonderful and joy-filled day. Wonderful. Yeah, Kate, thank you again. Patricia's just saying, Kate, thank you for arranging that meditation on Friday. You're welcome, Lauren. Any advice for me? It's funny. I don't know why they're laughing. If you were to do that which we have asked you to do today, which is very simple, this would be all you would need to understand what you need to understand. Yes. They're telling me that you're asking the question from the perspective of wanting to solve an issue in your life that's been troubling you for a short time now. And they're saying from that perspective, when you are quiet in your own being, then the world around you will also become quiet. Even if it may be noisy, if you are still, the noise will still be not troublesome to you. You will remain still. Yes. So go back to the beginning of this video, and please like this video when you get a chance. If you can, just give this video a thumbs up, because it gets more people entrained to it, get more people looking at it. The breathing that they said in the beginning is so important. Meditation is literally breathing for your soul. And when you learn to assert your authority over your body and mind, you liberate your awareness from the body. And that's ultimately the most important thing here. Is too many humans are so caught up in this littleness of the body that they're just like they're like a herd of animals running hither and thither based on whatever they're told. And very few people recognize the incredible liberation they have in their own awareness, being liberated from the finite identity that they have. I really feel for them. Okay, Louise, I'm going to scroll up to find your question. Because yes, we do have time for one more question. I'm just going to scroll up. There it is. Meditation and chanting go hand in hand for me now. I'd love to learn whether to really make more room to meditate or leave it as it is. It's not so much about learning it, it's about understanding that you're liberating your awareness from being limited to the contents of your mind and body. And that the the 250 million years of biological memory stored in your body, and not being controlled and directed and manipulated by that anymore. When I was meditating this morning, as I was aware of my internal brain structure, I was told that your brain was born in the ocean. Now, what do you mean? My brain was born in the ocean. And they said your brain evolved into your body from its experiences in the ocean. And then they began showing me pictures of jellyfish like man of war and stuff like that. That was the first place in which the brain stem and brain functions began to unfold. And then the different higher functioning animals like the dolphins and the whales in the ocean, the brain gained a lot of experience. And then they said, well, that's fascinating. They said, that's why your brain floats in like a salty solution, because it mirrors very similarly the structure of the ocean's water in your brain, which I found really fascinating, that our brains, the physical brain had to go through an evolution to get into this body. But even in this body, we still contain the essence of the ocean within the body. I thought that was really fascinating. But yeah, you want to get to that place where you're liberating your awareness. You want to liberate your awareness from being restricted to just being the body and the contents of the body. And the only way to do that is to get the body and mind quiet and still, so that you can be aware that you are aware. And at that point, you can start to expand your awareness out, and you can literally hold the entire planet in your awareness. You can literally hold an entire universe in your awareness, because in reality, you are an entire universe. Look at what you got. There's a whole universe inside this body. You think the cells are asking questions? What are we doing here? Why am I doing this? Why do I have to go through the why am I doing this? Do you think the cells are asking those questions as they go through the bloodstream in our body? Or the organs going, wow, I'm beating, but what else is there going on around me? Do you think the cells consider that possibility? I wonder. But they are alive. We know they're all alive, but there's a universe just within this little spacesuit called your skin. There's a whole universe inside your physical body alone. And so you, as a single cell in a cosmic body, there's a whole universe out there. But the difference is, you can know that you know this. And when you become aware that you are not the body, that you're not the mind, then through awareness, you can expand your awareness to incorporate a broader perspective of being than the one you are identified with in that physical body. I want to say thank you so much to everybody for your questions, for your support. I want to thank the new Patreons that signed up for my Patreon support. That's really wonderful. It's amazing, that kind of support. And we do with our Patreon, we do the live private monthly event for Patreons that happens on the 7th day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also offer one free question you can ask every month and get an answer from your guides or your angels or other multidimensional beings that will answer those questions. So we try to provide some incentives, and plus we have the monthly giveaway where you can win a free reading with me at the end of the month. Each month we do a draw, and we'll be doing it live this month on Shortcuts for Your Soul. So you get to actually have the opportunity to win a reading as well. Thank you for the donations here on the lives. I'm really grateful. It makes, as a little me, it makes me very grateful and honored and privileged to be able to offer something of value to you. And so anyway, I'm just so grateful. Thank you very much. And we will see you again tomorrow. I'm excited about what may come. It's nice not living. Sometimes it's nice not living in a predictable reality. Sometimes it's nice living in a dynamic reality that offers you excitement and change and variety. Yes, thank you so much. You're very welcome, Lysandra. Yeah, What the Bleep Do We Know? Great movie to watch. And oh yes. Well, the energy that I got. Thank you. I will say that. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna put it right here. It's there. That's who she is, Lauren. And from a physical standpoint, as a finite body, when you encounter an energy like Gaia, and her energy is like, whoo, the body can only respond to things based on its instinctual mechanism, fight or flight. So when it perceives something that it doesn't understand, its immediate response is either run in fear or fight, right? That's the body's programmed response. It's how it's survived for a quarter billion years on this physical dimension. And so when an energy like Gaia's comes into your body like that, it can be a surprise at first. But next time you go into it, allow yourself to move down to the source from where that energy is coming. And I would love to see and hear what your experience is with that. And again, thank you for all your questions, your considerations, your concerns. And I will see everybody again tomorrow at the same time. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.